Hi everybody, it's crazy, it's Monday, and it's time for the UPBGE video of the week. Now before I get started, gotta give a shout out to my trusted, because you guys rock. To my crazy fam, I love you guys. Now, we're up to episode number 94, and last week we ended off with, not that one, but that one, text object, which is on page 52. So, I created the file, now I'm going to switch back over to here. And I'll explain this all here in just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and read this off and rattle on about it for just a moment, and then we'll continue on to the next one. Okay, using bitmap text is a very confusing process. You all seen that last week. We had a little bit of a fight with it. It's a very tedious process and it's annoying. And it's actually also outdated. That was back in the 2D era days, and it was all you could do just to get text up on the screen. Okay, so text object is an easier way to display text. The same Blender text object type can be used in-game. Simply create a text object, okay, and it will be rendered as a text inside the game engine. To change the value of the text, you can use logic bricks to change the text property of the objects. That's right down here. You can put a text property in, and it will put that in there for you. You use a string and you would see text object. Okay, you can just put that value right there. So if you wanted like a little pop-up dialog to come up and put it on the screen for you, that's how you do it. Or one can use Python, and everybody's like, oh no, he's going back into Python. Yes, it's a small little script, very easy. I put it right here for you. All you're doing is importing BGE, or from the BGE thing, you're going to import logic. Logic.get.currentController, okay, .owner.text, which is, it's actually pointing to this text because that's the controller owner, okay, and it's going to have it put hello crazy fam. So when I hit play, it's going to say hello crazy fam. Woohoo! You can put anything in this, okay? You can have it spell out a 20-page biography, and it will put it all right there for you. And I've done that I was working on a little idea. I was trying to do like a little box thing where you could see, oh, you're not supposed to be here type thing. You ever be, games have that. But I wanted to be able to put it in there to where it went on the screen as soon as you walked into the area. Not to be on it when you can see through the wall. You got to be in the area in order to see it. So I put on there, you really shouldn't be able to see this because of the fact, and I went into this long spiel, and I said at the end, at the very bottom, I was like, breathe, and yeah, you shouldn't be here. So you got to read this big old log list. But you can use that by using logic, okay? You can use Python, and just about anything can be used if you put it like this. And this is just a very simple script, very simple. You really don't have to know any Python, just this right here, and it explains it right there. So all you gotta do is just put whatever you want in there, drop it in on your text, and you're gonna put it here. Put your always sensor and put it, and you can actually have it trigger on something else. Like if you run into something, you can have it say, go to that Python script again, okay, or another Python script that says watch out, or you can't go here, so on and so forth. You can use your logic bricks are pretty fun to work with. Python gives you a little bit more of a way to work with it even more. But if you want to use logic bricks, you can do stuff like if you hit keyboard N, it's going to say in what? I mean, you can put anything you want in text, okay? And that's the whole idea of it, okay? So that ends the text part of it, and I just want you to understand how easy that was. That little bit of logic does it, or I can do it this way. Let me go ahead and take this one out, take that one out. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to scoot it up to about right there. All right, now I'm going to create another one. I'm going to hit Shift A. I'm going to hit text, okay, RX90. That way you can see it. Okay, and you're going to slide it over here. Make sure it's in front. Okay, so it's going to pop in like that. So it's going to kind of show weird. but that's okay. All right, so, all right, now what I do is I hit tab, and sometimes you can just put anything you want here. You can even put a period or an arrow, okay? So that all that's going to show is just that when you first start up. Okay, so now I'm going to put in an always sensor. Okay, and then I'm going to put in, let's see, there's other ways to do it. I don't know exactly how to do it through text. I don't know how to do the logic of that. I just know how to do the Python version of it. But you can add a game property, and you'll see text, see the text object. You don't understand that, but yeah, you can do a property text. I do believe, yeah, you can do text, and you can have it go value, say hello. I didn't even spell it right. One thing you gotta watch out for is being able to see them, and on my screen it's not too great. Especially when it puts it like real small. There we go. Okay. And I believe you add a property here instead of there. I don't know why I keep putting W. Hello. Okay, so we get rid of that. You can put that on an always, I do believe. And then, there we go. So, if I hit P, hello, not found. But, as you see, it will put something up there and let you know. Okay, so we're going to head and end that one there. The next one we got up, and it's very short, so I'm going to continue on. I'm only at 7 minutes. Video texture, okay, which, and this is interesting because I did this in my game so far. My buddy Dave told me how to do it, and I was like, how do you do that? And he was like, oh, I'll show you, I'll tell you how to do it, and told me how to do it, and it was awesome. But it goes beyond the scope of this chapter. But you can go to chapter 7. I will make sure that I read off this to get it to where you understand. So let's go ahead and get that one going. Okay, video texture. The video texture function allows you to update or replace a texture during the game. Not only does this give you the ability to use a video file as a texture, as the name of the function implies, but video texture can also be used to replace a static texture with the following. A video file, useful for animated texture. A different image texture, useful if you just want to replace the texture. And a render from another camera, useful for rendering reflections in mirrors. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Portal did that, and it was pretty cool because you can actually walk through it. All right. So because video texture is a rather advanced feature that requires some Python scripting knowledge, it will be left for your own exploration. The book files contain a few examples of how video texture can be used. You can find them under book chapter 7 6_texture. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up here just so I can show it. I think let's hit back because we are in chapter 5. If you go to chapter 7, we're nowhere near, and then go to 6 to add texture, this is what they're talking about. You can do a basic texture replacement, basic video sound, mirror, player video, audio, so on and so forth, all the way down to webcam. Okay, so you can do these. You'll just have to go to chapter 7 and follow that one through in order to get this correct. To get to where you can see how it is. All right, so that's where I'm going to leave it off for today, and I'm right at 9 minutes. Okay, so we're going to leave off with stereo. Let me kick over here. We'll leave off with stereo for next week. That's page 53. Just a lot of little short ones that I think we're getting pretty well close to the end of chapter 5. But we'll work on stereo, and we'll go from that. Okay, so page 53. Let me kick out of that. Page 53 and stereo for next week. Until then.